What's happening?
Yeah, man.
What's happening?
Well, we gonna get a little nasty on this one, man.
Yeah, let's go and do that.
Ready?
Ready, nasty, baby.
It's Mr. Diamond,
Mr.
baby.
Diamond, baby.
All right, we sitting here with Mr. Keith from out of Dallas.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is a real quick interview, about 10 questions, man, and we just want to see where you stand and ask you what's up with sex as far as you concerned. So, for the record, state your name and your city.
Keith Williams, straight out of Dallas.
Right on, Mr. Williams. All right, check this out. First question: is sex important to you?
Very.
Could you tell us why?
It's part of life. It's a natural thing. I mean, it's part of what the Creator made us for procreation, and so it's a natural body function, and it just feels good.
Yeah, there you go. I can do that's the type of shit I say sex feel good. So okay, do you think sex is important to the relationship?
Ultimately, in my opinion, yeah, you gotta have sex. I don't believe in this abstaining from sex before you get married and all that shit. Because I mean, you think about it, how many times, as a man, how many times you've been with a woman and just, I'm just dying to get in this. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna dad that ass up, like But then once you get it, it's like, I waited all this time for this.
Right.
Now think about it. You're gonna be married to somebody, supposedly for the rest of your life, and then you gotta live with that sex. I mean, that's part of where cheating come in at, man. You ain't getting your needs felt. I mean, somebody gonna stray. Somebody gonna go their own way.
Right on. That's the best answer I've heard so far. Seriously. Okay. Okay, where we at? Right here. How often do you have sex?
Every chance I get.
Okay. How often is every chance you get?
Well, I mean, if it was a woman here now, I'd probably be having sex or trying to have sex now. So, 2-3 times a week is cool with me. The way I do things. But there was a time, or if I got a new piece of game, then 2-3 times a day might be cool. So, just depending on the situation.
That's cool. All right, going back to the relationship thing you was talking about earlier. Would you end? Is sex important enough that you would end your relationship if your mate had sex with another person?
That depends. It's like, as I've gotten older, my last 3 serious relationships, I've gone into the relationship and told them straight up, look, if you feel like you meet somebody and you want to hook up with them, let me know. Tell me straight up. And, we can be open, we can be honest about it. You want to have an open relationship, you want to have a swinging relationship. Just let me know what to expect, because, I mean, we living in the days of, serious STDs now. It ain't no more just go get a shot and get some penicillin.
That's right.
And, you good. So, I can kick it with you, just be honest with me and let me strap it up and, we both do our thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's real talk. So I guess in that respect, you do, well, let me just ask the question. Do you believe in an open sexual relationship?
Yeah, if both parties agree, yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you masturbate?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I can't. Let me repeat the answer to that. Yes.
Right.
But you know what? Masturbation ain't what women think masturbation is. Women think masturbation, you don't want to be around. No, it's like, it's different levels of masturbation,
Well, that's cool. Hold on. This is a 3-part question, and it sounds like you're going to go into the second part. and if I'm right, then I want you to keep that line of elaboration going, right on. So the second question is, why do you masturbate?
First and foremost, I consider myself, I've never been diagnosed, but I consider myself a sex addict. And for a sex addict, when you feel like you're stressed or you're going through something, or for any type of addict, when you feel like you're going through something, you need a release. Well, for me, anytime I ever busted a nut, that was a release for me. And so sometimes, hell, I've masturbated, my girl was in the next room. It ain't got nothing to do with, having a female there or not having a female there. Sometimes you don't want to put in no work. You don't want to be affectionate. You don't want to do the foreplay and all that kind of stuff. You just want to, look, we're going to get this over with.
Right on.
And I'm done. So
I can dig it. Go back into that. You was about to say before I rudely interrupted you that some women don't think, some people think masturbation. Go back into that.
Some females think, masturbation is about them. It's about a woman, it's like you thinking about another woman. Oh, I ain't good enough for you. Why come you just want to come have sex with me?
Right.
It ain't about you. It's about me having a release. And sometimes I just don't want to have sex. I want to have a release, but I may not want to have sex. So for a woman to think, hey, oh, he don't like me, he ain't feeling me right now. No, that's not it. For a woman, for men, it's physical. Sex is more physical than anything else. But for a woman, for most women, it's emotional and mental, and they got to be stimulated a certain way. So when they masturbating, they might be fantasizing. When I'm masturbating, I'm looking at a video. I'm looking at some pussy. So I'm sorry, excuse me, my phone's ringing.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so it's two different levels of masturbation. So
that's wonderful, man. I ain't never heard that explained. I tried to explain that to a chick, and I know I fucked it up, and I ended up saying, sometimes I just want a nut. So,
no.
But that she gonna have to get this interview because I want her to hear that. So I appreciate that, man. Now the third part of that question is, how often do you masturbate?
Oh man, that's a good question, man. I mean, I've had days where I masturbate 3 times a day.
God damn.
But frequency is never been something I kept up with. I love looking at females, and if I see a female that just may turn me on, but I may not want to have sex, but I just may get turned on. Or if I just wake up in the morning and decide, you know what, I don't want to roll over and touch my girl, I just wait till she go to work and I'll take care of myself, and then I'll go do my thing. But as far as frequency, I mean, I can't say. I mean, some weeks I may not touch it at all. Other weeks, I mean, I may do 10 times a week.
Right, just run through the week with it.
Yeah.
That's real. That's what's up. All right.
But it absolutely has nothing to do with whether or not I have a female in my life. It's just, that's what I feel like doing.
Exactly. As I told my girl, it ain't got nothing to do with, another woman or you.
Yeah.
So I think with your interview, my interview, and another partner of mine, some of these women might start to get the message that it ain't just about wanting to fuck somebody else, and it ain't just about not wanting to fuck them.
Exactly.
So, man, I appreciate that. Okay, now, while we're on masturbation, let me ask you this: since masturbation to a lot of people is considered as sex, do you get angry when you find out that your mate masturbates?
No, I get angry when I find out she don't masturbate, because that means she want me to do more work. So, I mean, keeping it 100, man. I mean, when I first met my girl, man, we was doing it, 4 times a week, sometimes twice a day. And, of course, we skipped that little 1 week when she have a little situation going.
Right on.
But, I mean, it's like, I don't get mad. I don't think like, she feel like, well, I ain't delivering now. Because, I mean, when my girl touch me and she want to masturbate to me, in some forms of fashion, I take it as a compliment, because it's like I look at masturbating and fantasies like dreaming. You can't control who or what you dream about.
Right on.
But like when you're in the moment and you masturbating, I mean, you really can't control who you fantasizing about. And my girl may be thinking about me while she masturbates. She may be thinking about you while she masturbating. So hell, it's just. And like I said, if she want to take it to that next level and she masturbate about somebody that she happen to know, and she want to come to me and talk to me and say, look, this is how I feel, I mean, I can deal with that situation. So
that's cool. All right, Keith. Hey, man, before I ask you this last question, man, let me go on record as saying you actually, what I consider well seasoned, man. You got a lot of
it's just fancy ass word for old.
Nah, bro, that's just experience, man. You got a lot of input that I feel like, I ain't no expert. I already let the people know that in the beginning of my book. I ain't no expert, but I do consider myself well traveled as it relates to sex. And sometimes I talk to people like yourself, man, who, you know what I'm saying, even though I know where you come from, I don't know where you're going to. So when I hear your views, you know what I'm saying, and I hear how much sense it make to me, then to me that's a person who knows what they're talking about. Right. Even if you don't, it makes sense to me.
Right.
So I'm gonna say, man, I really appreciate this interview. Now let me ask you this last question. Now, what is it besides age, illness, or inability that would ever make you say that you give up sex?
Death. Death wasn't on your list. So death. That's That's pretty much it, man. Yeah. I mean, especially with the introduction of Viagra, man, I see myself having sex till, they just, put me under, man. I mean, seriously, because it's like, nowadays you got, guys in wheelchairs or quadriplegics, and, they rig these, they're not cranes, but they rig these rigs on the bed so women can lower themselves down on a man who's paralyzed. As long as my stuff can still function, why I gotta stop having sex?
Wow. That's
so,
cool.
If I can make it happen, it's gonna happen.
To the last drop, huh?
Yes, sir.
Literally.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. That's Keith Williams out of Dallas, Texas, man, and we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take your clothes off, soak in the tub, dry your body off, hit it with some honey dust, fix it up right, turn off the lights, show me what that pussy tastes like.